Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ini. On today's episode, we're talking about lenses. What lenses do you need? But before we go into what lens you should get, don't forget to hit the subscribe button or leave a like. A little background story. My first camera, Canon 60D, came with two lenses. The kit lens, I think that was the 18 to 55, 3.5 to f5.6, and then it also came with a 50mm f1.8. Yeah, that's a prime lens. I realized that with the prime lens I couldn't zoom in. It was just 50mm, but the images from that lens were very much sharper than what I would get from the kit lens, the 18 to 55mm f3.5 to f5.6. And I began to understand what the limitations of my lenses could do. And trust me, I went on researching and I started buying all kinds of lenses. I later sold the 50mm f1.8 and got the 50mm f1.4. But then I didn't really know what the lenses were meant for. And over the years, I've come to understand what lenses I need, and I've ended up selling some lenses I've acquired. Currently, I own the Blackmagic Pocket 4K camera and the ever popular Panasonic GH5. I also do own a Canon 70D, so most of my lenses are EF lenses for Canon. But what I do is I adapt these EF lenses to my Pocket 4K camera and my GH5 using a Viltrox converter. When I don't wish to use my Canon EF lenses, I also have Micro Four Thirds lenses from Meike. Is it Mickey? Is it Meike? Well, you tell me. So what lenses do you really need? For me, from shooting weddings, documentaries, I've shot commercials, I've shot shows, and I've come to the conclusion that everyone needs just two lenses. For me, is the Sigma 18 to 35 f1.8 and the trusty 70 to 200 f2.8. Well, this one is from Sigma because it's cheaper than the Canon 70-200 f1.2.8. The reason why I say the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 is because even though you could zoom from wide 18mm to 35mm and still retain the f1.8 f-stop, a really good lens. It doesn't have in-body stabilization, but because the GH5 has in-body stabilization, it pairs very well. You can still film handheld with this lens and still have those smooth shots while having that shallow depth of field. Also, the Sigma 70-200 f2.8 is not that expensive as its Canon counterpart, but this lens has held its ground. It does have optical stabilization. Well, I don't really use it because I tend to get some jerks when pairing it with Panasonic GH5. But the problem is, I have more than these two lenses. I have the Meike lens, 12mm 85. I'm still building that catalog of lenses. I also have a Canon 70-200 f4.0. Well, I upgraded to the Sigma 70-200 f2.8. And I also have some other lenses which I don't have here, but I'll display on the screen. You should see the B-roll coming on. I have the prime lens, prime 50mm f1.4, but I use these other lenses when I'm doing like shows where I need more cameras on set. I also have some cine lenses. This is the Meike 12mm t2.2. Yeah, 2.2, I got that right. And the Meike 85 t2.2. I love these lenses. Why I have these lenses? Because they are cine lenses. I'll talk more of these lenses in another video. The focus ring is smooth. I think it's about 300 degrees. So I have that real smooth focus ring. Changing aperture on this lens is so smooth. I realized that filming with these cine lenses are way sharper than when filming with this telephoto lens, because the Sigma 18 to 35 is not as sharp as this cine lens. It's crazy. So why did I buy the cine lenses? I realized that because I have this lens adapter in between the sensor of the GH5 on my camera and the lens, it reduces the sharpness of the image. So I thought, why not just go for a lens that can mount directly on my camera without any glass in between. So that tells you, if you have a glass in between your lens and the body of your camera, it could reduce the quality of the image slightly. And because I also want to do some short films and feature films, my wife and I, we do create content. We decided to buy some cine lenses to pair with our Blackmagic Pocket 4K, which will give us pretty good images. These cine lenses tend to provide sharper and cleaner images than what the telephoto lens or the photography lenses usually would do. So do you really need a cine lens? Well, it depends on the kind of content you are shooting. My wife and I, we shoot all kinds of content, from commercials to weddings, like I said, to short films and feature films. So we got that cine lens so we can have better images, because when you introduce the adapter in between the sensor of the camera and the lens, you kind of reduce the quality of light going through that lens because of the extra element of glass. So we decided to go for the cine lens, and trust me, this cine lens produce the best images I have seen from my camera. And why would I say you need just those two lenses? For documentaries, you usually be doing run and gun kind of shooting, probably walking with the camera in your hand. You need to travel light, and those two lenses cover they cover the range of 18mm to 200. And if you're going to adapt it to maybe a GH5 or a Pocket 4K camera, that's like you're getting like ×2 of the focal length. The 200 will be giving you roughly about 400mm. So you're bringing a very fast object very close to the sensor. Well, the 18mm turns and calculates around 24mm, which is pretty wide enough, and you're getting the extra stop of light when you adapt it. The 1.8 becomes, I think, roughly 1.0 f1.0. So for me, those are the two lenses I would carry if I'm traveling. Yesterday I did a shoot where I paired the GH5 with the Sigma 18-35. I didn't even need to carry my 70-200. I just carried it the Meike 85, and I just kept switching the 18-35 with this lens. And I'm beginning to realize that for nice close-up shot, all I had was the 18mm t2.2 from Meike. It gives you amazing shots. And I have a filter from Tiffin, which I'll talk more on filters and polarizers in another video. This gives amazing glows on my images. Talk about this later. So in summary, what kind of lenses do you need? Are you shooting wedding films? Are you shooting documentaries? Are you going to be traveling and shooting? Do you need to travel light? I would say you need just these two lenses. A 70-200 f2.8, if you can buy one. Well, they're coming down in prices, EF lenses, and a Sigma 18-35 f1.8. Maybe you're shooting weddings and you'll be traveling from where the bride is making up, the bride and groom are getting set, to church where exchange of vows are done, and to the reception. You want to travel light, you don't want to lose your equipment, you want to be able to take stock of your equipment. I'll say just those two lenses, the Sigma 18-35 f1.8, and if you can afford it, the 70-200 f2.8 from Sigma, from Tokina, or from Canon. If you're going to be doing short films, cinematic films, and you want to have those clean, cinematic looking images, I would say go for the cine lenses. These Meike lenses for the micro four third mount are really cheap and really great. They still give you that cinematic look and those very clear images, but they stop down to only T2.2, and which are really great for low lights as well. If you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, and please don't forget to like this video. If you have any questions, don't forget you can leave a comment in the comment section. If I said anything wrong, also leave that in the comment section. But bye and see you next time. Bye.